This is a presentation on in-text citation basics. Why do we need to include in-text citations within our literature review? If words like giving credit or plagiarism came to mind, then you are on the right track. It is critical that you learn how to appropriately and completely cite evidence, or else you may accidentally plagiarize your information. It is part of an author's responsibility to give credit where it is due. For more information on plagiarism, be sure to take a look at my video titled Integrating Quotations into Sentences. What are the important parts of an in-text citation? An in-text citation is very important, but relatively simple compared to a full citation on a references page. In most cases, all you need to know is the author's last name, the year of the publication, and, if applicable, the page or table number. If you can find those pieces of information, then you are good to go. There are two methods of writing an in-text citation. The first is within the text. If you choose to cite your source this way, make sure that you put the date of the source in parentheses right after the author's name or names. Finally, if you wish to add a page number, a necessary element if you include a direct quote, you should put it in parentheses at the very end of your sentence, right before the period, or before the subsequent semicolon or colon in your sentence. To correctly cite the page number, use a single lowercase p with a period and one space followed by the page number or numbers. If you are citing a table, use a table number instead by spelling out the word table, followed by one space and the table number. What if there are multiple authors? To denote two authors, use the word, not the symbol, and between authors. If there are three or more authors, write the last name of the first author listed and then the phrase et al. Period. The second method of writing an in-text citation is a parenthetical citation, where all the information, the author or authors, the date, and the page number, is grouped within the same parentheses. You should use a parenthetical citation whenever you don't introduce the author or authors within your sentence. To correctly write a parenthetical citation, first put the last name of the author, comma, the date, comma, the page or table number, if applicable. What if there are multiple authors? For two authors, use an and sign between the authors instead of spelling out the word and. Follow with a comma and the date, comma, the page number, if applicable. For three or more authors, write the last name of the first author listed and then the phrase et al. Period. What if you want to cite several separate sources in one sentence? If you are using a parenthetical in-text citation, cite each individual source as previously instructed within the same parentheses, but put semicolons in between each source. Here are some examples below. If you are using the author's names within your text, then list the names of the authors within your sentence and place each work's respective date and page number in parentheses after each respective author or authors, not all at the end of the sentence. Here are some examples below. While most of your sources will be journal articles with authors, you may still want to use sources that lack either a written author or date. Some of these may include governmental sites or other data. In general, however, you should try to keep these sources to a minimum and rely mostly on peer-reviewed journal articles with authors. To cite a source without an author, cite the source title instead. If it is an extra long title, use a shortened title. Shortened titles should include the first couple of words in the title. Remember that book and report titles should be italicized, while article, chapter, or web page titles should use quotation marks. If there isn't a listed date, put N period, D period instead. For example, after summarizing information about Wonka's similar attributes to Vic Muniz, I cited a shortened title in quotes, Candy Culture, with N.D. for no date. You will probably find quality information from certain organizations and agencies, like the American Psychological Association. It can be tedious to list out the complete name of certain agencies and organizations, so APA 7 allows you to abbreviate them. Your first mention of the organization, however, should always include the full name of the organization or agency, whether used in your text or in a parenthetical citation. If your source is in your text, use parentheses or commas to then clarify the acronym after listing the full name of the organization or agency. If your source is a parenthetical citation, use brackets to clarify the acronym after listing the full name of the organization or agency. In subsequent uses of the organization or agency's name, whether in text or parenthetical citation, you can then abbreviate or use an acronym. You may want to use two different sources by the same author that are also published in the same year. To help differentiate between these two identical-looking citations, you will want to signal the order of entries in your reference list by using lowercase letters along with the date. Whichever source comes first in your references page, put a lowercase a next to the date without any space in between. Whichever source comes second in your references page, put a lowercase b next to the date without any space between, and so on. Thank you for watching this video. You may find yourself getting stuck on a problem or exception not found in the video. In the case of confusion or a question, please reach out to a TA or search for the answer to your question in your APA manual or online at Purdue OWL. Good luck!